Alright, let's hop into another Theros Beyond Death draft. Best of three, and our first rare is Elspeth Conquers Death. Alright, so Elspeth Conquers Death is just a really strong card. It basically enters the battlefield, removes anything that matters of any permanent type, just pretty much kill the best thing your opponent controls. And then, the second one is usually not super important, but the third one is reanimating a creature. So just great. It's basically the Eldest Reborn, arguably a little better, arguably a little worse, because the Eldest Reborn can get back things from your opponent's graveyard, so that makes the last chapter of Eldest Reborn a lot better, but of course the first chapter is significantly worse, so it's a little bit of a toss-up, but yeah, I don't think there's anything that's not a rare that's going to be beating Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Also in the pack, there's the Impending Doom, which is kind of a fun reference to the Sword of Damocles, and I think it's actually a pretty good card, but you'd need to be pretty aggressive to, because there is a pretty significant downside if your opponent does kill your creature. But if you're aggressive enough that +3/+3 on something can just win you the game. Like if you slap this on that 2/2 white card that gets double strike whenever you play an enchantment, that would be pretty strong. And then there's Dawn Evangelist Fine. Sweet Oblivion is interesting as a build around. It basically fuels itself um, as far as its escape cost goes. It puts 4 cards into your graveyard, and then you exile 4 cards. So you can really just cast this. I mean, mana-wise, obviously, you can't just cast it over and over again, but you can use it to just sort of delete your deck pretty quickly. And also, you know, more realistically, outside of the sort of interesting game plan in that regard, you can just go like, if you have some sort of grindy deck, just going like, okay, mill you for 4, then untap, mill you for 4 more. That's just really strong. I mean, 8 cards out of your opponent's deck is gonna a lot of times just win you the game if you're both playing something grindy. Then there's Indomitable Will, it's pretty good. Nyxborn Courser has kind of overperformed for me. Myers Grasp would probably be the second pick out of this pack. Just good removal, like probably one of, if not the best common in the set. And Moss Viper's good, Warbrider's Blessing is good. These two together are actually pretty good, but I think we just take the busted rare, go from there. Okay, so in white we have Indomitable Will and Triumphant Surge are both really good, I think. Um, yeah, they're both pretty good cards. Triumphant Surge is good, although it has missed more than I expected it to. It reaches a card that won't miss most of the time, but I've often found myself with it sitting in my hand and kind of getting beaten down by like 3/3s. So it does have some downside in that in its restriction and targeting, and also the fact that it kills instead of exiling is actually a pretty big downside in this format. I mean, a lot of the big things you're killing have like escape. Like if you use this to kill a Typhon and they just recast it, it feels pretty bad. But it's still, even with all that said, it's still a pretty good card. Indomitable Will, I haven't had a chance to try out much, but I think is very strong. Captivating Unicorn is okay. Probably would play it, but just like maybe as like a one of. Um, Pious Wayfarer is not great, but not the worst card in the world either. Besides that, Elysian Caryatid is a good card. Mogus's Favor is a good card. Our uncommons, Soul Guide Lantern, I don't know. I mean, this is best of 3, so we probably would take it and put it in the sideboard and maybe pull it out in some games. I think Dreamstalker Mana Core is pretty good, although you do have to be in sort of the instant base deck to make it very good. But I mean, just a 4 power 3 drop. There's a lot of cards in this set that care about having 4 power. So just having a 4 power 3 drop that also has some upside in certain archetypes, and it is an enchantment creature. Like this card basically fills a lot of holes in a lot of archetypes, and so specifically in red white, I don't know if it's that good. I mean, it is an enchantment creature, so I think that's pretty good in red white. But yeah, we're not gonna take it just for that. And One with the Stars is good too. Um, but I think we just take Indomitable Will and go with that. So here, looking in white again, I mean, we've got some good white picks, so we'll probably just stand in white. We got Omen of the Sun, which will probably be our pick. Just a pretty good card. All these Omens are, they range from like decent to very good. I would say Omen is pretty good, pretty good. Not like the best one, but okay. This having Flash makes it a lot better card than it might otherwise seem. And just getting the additional scry value is nice, and triggering, cards that care about enchantments is nice, and yada yada yada. It's just again, there's a lot of cards in this set that sort of fill multiple holes and multiple archetypes, so it's something to kind of keep an eye out for. And this kind of does everything that white cares about in this set, right? It gains life, it creates, it kind of goes wide, and it also triggers Constellation. So it's just a really good card. Captivating Unicorn, again, we'd probably play. Revoke Existence is definitely main techable. Sunmare Pegasus is pretty good, especially if you like put some auras on it and go to town. Besides that, if we were to go into another color, we'd probably go into black for this Funeral Rites. Pretty good card. Draw 2, mill 2 is great in a format with escape in it. Because so often, if you can just get your escape card in the graveyard, you're like set for the late game. Besides that, there's Elspeth's Nightmare, which is a pretty reasonable card. I mean, it's like an early game removal spell that sometimes gets some additional value, but even just as like a 3-mana kill one of their early drops, it's not the worst thing. And then Enemy of Enlightenment, I haven't been very impressed with. I've seen it just be like a 6-mana 2/2 flyer a lot of the time, and then just died at like a card draw spell. But we'll just take the Omen of the Sun. This pack, the best card in our color is definitely Nyxborn Courser. Hero of the Pride it's not like unplayable, but it's not great. It does have some synergy with our kind of go wide and our Indomitable Will, both kind of synergize, so it would be okay in our deck. I still think we would take the Nyxborn Courser. It's just sort of a more impactful card. But I think in the strongest sense, black is looking pretty good. I think Aspect of Lamprey is a playable card, and I think Venomous Hierophant is a very good card, actually. I've seen this card do just a lot of work. A 3/3 Death Touch body is, it can really lock down a board, and being able to mill the top 3 cards of your graveyard is a lot of times just great in these black-based decks, especially if you have, enough payoffs for it. So just a great sort of engine card. I've actually been pretty unimpressed with Underworld Charger, which is a card I read as originally being pretty strong, but it has not performed well every time I've seen it. It's been a huge downside that it can't block. If you're ever on the back foot, this card just looks awful. So I'm not super keen on that one. I think I just take the Courser here. It's kind of hard to read signals on Arena to know if the bots are actually drafting in any sort of particular way, like if black is actually open or not, but we'll keep an eye on black in case that is what's happening here. Outside of that, green has some okay cards, and I don't know what to make of a Hydra's Growth. That would be an interesting card to try, but I'm not gonna go off color for it. So let's just take the Nyxborn Courser. Ooh, alright, Staggering Insight is an interesting card. So this is something that would be fun to try out, to sort of test out this blue-white archetype. This is a huge payoff card for it. If you just stick this on sort of an early game flyer, you can so easily run away with the game with this card. And I mean, every card in our deck right now is an enchantment, so if we did sort of get this Constellation theme to pay off, I mean, Shoalkraken is probably the second best card in the pack. So 2 great blue cards here, and 2 cards that really pay off the sort of Constellation, sort of evasion theme that blue-white has going on. So I think we take Staggering Insight. I mean, Sunmare Pegasus would be the absolute safest choice. We're certainly going to play it if we pick this, and we might not end up playing Staggering Insight if we go into pack 2 and get some busted, like, red rare or whatever. We might end up dropping this, but I think the potential for experimentation and I really want to try this card, so I think I'm just going to take it, and we'll try to move into like a blue-white Constellation theme if we can make that work. So here, there's nothing super great. I don't think we take Leonin or Eidolon, despite being in our colors that we wanted to focus in on. I don't think either of them is really good enough that we'll miss them. I think we just take Relentless Pursuit. So if we do go into green, we will, we're kind of hedging our bets a little bit. That if we open a really good green rare next pack, we can shift into green. Just because Relentless Pursuit is way better than either of these cards. Omen of the Hunt is like the second best card, and then after that would be like Incendiary Oracle. So pretty much all the good cards in this pack are off color. So I think we just take the best one just to sort of hedge. So we'll take Relentless Pursuit. Alright, a lot of good stuff in here for us. There's Heliod's Punishment, which we will take because white is our main color. We're still not, decided on blue. We just want to go to blue if we can. Stinging Lionfish is good. Not as good in our deck as it'd be in like a red-blue deck, but still good. Vexing Goal, I think, is really good. A Winddrake with Flash, especially in our deck, this sort of blue-white, sort of evasion, stick something on a staggering insight. This is probably really good. Flash this in at the end of our opponent's turn, put a staggering insight on it, and then just go to town before they have a chance to do anything. I think Final Flare is also okay, especially if you have like a lot of omens in your deck. You can sort of get extra value out of them. And again, there's a lot of good black cards here. Mogus's Favor, Omen of the Dead, Timoret, all these are definitely extremely playable cards. And Incendiary Opal too. Like, every card in this pack is good, actually. So, but we're just going to take the one that's on color for us. Heliod's Punishment is an okay removal spell. Not the best, but okay. Yeah, and I think we take Transcendent Envoy here. It goes with the blue-white theme, and also if we end up going off of... Oh man, I kind of want to take this Vexing Goal. This is like, I don't know. Like, this goes with the blue-white theme as well. I think this is significantly better in that theme, but I guess we take this because it just leaves us open to any color, but I'm kind of tempted to just take the Vexing Goal and go deep in on this blue-white strategy. Besides that, there's not much in this pack. I mean, this Skova Gravedancer is okay. But yeah, we'll just take the Transcendent Envoy. Wow, and yeah, Dawn Evangel. Definitely taking Dawn Evangel. Great card. We would definitely take the Triton Wave Rider too. Run that. But we're just going to take the Evangel. Continue our theme of like all the cards in our deck being enchantments. So here, I mean, we could take Pious Wayfinder. There is, I mean, every card in our deck is an enchantment pretty much, right? So there is some temptation to take that, but I think, yeah, I guess we take it. I almost want to take Mogus's Favor just because it's significantly better than all the cards in this pack. And it would, you know, I guess we take Mogus's Favor, actually. If we do end up in black, we'll want it, so... We're just hedging our bets all over the place. We got blue, black, and green, so as long as we don't open a red rare, we're good. And now we're going to open a red rare because I said that, but, well, Funeral Rites is way better than anything else in this pack, so, I mean, black is looking pretty open. Yeah, I take Aspect of the Lamprey, and, I guess we'll take Temple Thief. And, we're not going to play Underworld Dreams, even if we're in black. Okay, well, the black openness stopped mattering. Now we are definitely in blue-white. Get all these black cards out of our deck. These stinky, stinky cards, because look at this. Thassa's Intervention. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Now this card is great. You can play it for 4 mana as basically a draw 2, which is not bad. A 4 mana draw 2 at instant speed is, you know, borderline okay. Then it can also be a counter spell if you needed to. So if you decide, okay, you know what, instead of drawing 2 cards, I really need to counter this thing my opponent does, your opponent having to pay twice of X is probably, you know, in almost all the cases going to be just a hard counter. And then in the really late game, it becomes basically a double tutor. If you can do the X up to, like, you know, 5, 6, 7, you're not just drawing 2, you're like getting exactly what you need out of your deck, especially in a 40 card deck. So yeah, Thassa's Intervention is just a bomb for sure. We would have also really liked to get this Caliphate. It goes great with our you know, our theme. It's an enchantment creature, so that's great. Also, it makes our creatures harder to target, so that's wonderful with Staggering Insight. If we slap this on something and really, you know, tax their removal is great. But it's just not better than Thassa's Intervention for sure. Dominable Will would also be great. We'd also like to get back to Sentinel Eyes if possible. Having one of these in our deck is definitely worth it. But for now, we'll just take the Thassa's Intervention and just move all the way into blue-white. Oh! Oh! Oof. So Dryad of the Elysian Grove is great. I don't know what in the world uncommon the bot took over Dryad, but I mean, just a great card. That said, it's not like absolutely throw our deck away, you know, level great. It's not better than Thassa's Intervention or Elspeth Conquers Death. So we're not gonna shift off our plan here, especially because there's another Staggering Insight, which just seems insane in our deck. So we're just gonna take this and move all the way in on our blue-white theme. But man, I wonder what uncommon the bot took. Omen of the Sea would also be a good pickup here, but we are not gonna take it. And Favorite Iroas we would like to get back as well. That's a good thing to stick a Staggering Insight on. Okay, we've got Commanding Presence, which is just a really great aura. We've got Favorite of Iroas, which would be a great thing to put an aura on. We've got another Omen of the Sun, and we've got a Ichthyomorphosis, which is probably the best blue removal spell. I think it's probably a toss-up between Ichthyomorphosis and Commanding Presence is like the best card in our colors in this pack. I think we take Ichthyomorphosis just because it's like an actual removal spell. So here's the thing, like, this does leave a creature on the board, and I've talked down before on cards like Frogify, but it's significant that this is a 0/1 instead of a 1/1, right? That is, that makes it by itself not able to really do much of anything. It can't contribute to like a team block. It can't really, like, all it's doing is chumping. It's still somewhat of a downside to leave a body, especially in like an aura heavy set, because they can still be like, all right, well, at least I got a creature and just throw a bunch of auras on their their fish. But it's like making it a 0/1 instead of a 1/1 is a pretty big deal. And another upside of this in our deck is if we can pick up some flyers, which we really want with these staggering insights. It's going to be great because this can get our opponent's flyers out of the way. It makes them lose flying as an ability. So I think we take this over Commanding Presence, but we're hoping to get these two. We've seen two Favorite Eye Roses in a row. It'd be great to get one of them back. And we probably wouldn't play the Nyxborn Seaguard, but yeah, we play any of these four cards for sure. But we'll take the Ichthyomorphosis. What in the world? Huh. I guess I was going to say, what is Nylea's intervention going this late for, but I guess it's actually not that good, is it? Okay. Ooh, Europa the Twice Favored. It's not really a splashable card. It would be fantastic in our deck. I mean, everything would trigger it, right? Yeah, it's just not really a card you can splash, unfortunately. Like, we would have to move into, like, blue-green splashing white, and we're definitely not doing that. It's just not good in the late game, right? This is a card you want to play on turn 3 and then just go off for the rest of the game, kind of write it to victory. I don't think it's something you can just slap down at like turn 7 and be like, haha, this was worth, putting green mana in my deck for. So even though it would be really nice in our deck, I don't think it's actually very good. I don't know if we want, I don't know. Omen of the Sun is like, it's not like it's a bad card, but specifically in this blue-white deck, I don't know how good it is, right? We really want to get evasive threats to pay off our auras, right? I think that's the idea of this blue-white archetype, is to have these little flyers that you suit up and sort of beat your opponent down, pay off with like Dawn Evangel if they end up getting killed. This does clog up the ground nicely, but I don't know. Maybe Chain to Memory is just better. We're gonna take Chain of Memory. I think it is better than Omen of the Sun in this particular deck. Okay, so I think the card we're probably gonna take here is Transcendent Envoy. I think it's pretty good in our deck, but something interesting about Flicker of Fate that I didn't realize when I was first playing is that this can flicker your opponent's creatures. It's exile target creature enchantment, then return it onto the battlefield under its owner's control. So it's not just your creatures. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to get some extra enter the battlefield value. This actually can, if your opponent has something suited up with a bunch of auras or whatever, this can get rid of them. So this is actually a very playable card because you can get the enter the battlefield abilities. Basically it can do two things. It can make you get the enter the battlefield abilities for your your enchantments for your creatures or whatever. Reset Elspeth Conqueror's Death. It has all this good utility in your deck, and also it can sort of mess with an opponent, kind of phase out one of their creatures and phase it back in. So definitely we'll take this if it comes back around. But I think Transcendent Envoy is what we want in this deck, so we'll take that. So our choices here are between Naiad of Hidden Coves and Elite Instructor. We don't have a ton of stuff to do at instant speed, right? We have Indomitable Will, we have Chain of Memory, which doesn't really get any benefit from Naiad. We've got Omen of the Sun, and we've got Thassa's Intervention. That's probably enough to run Naiad. It's an enchantment creature and a 2/3, which isn't the worst. And occasionally we'll get some sort of instant speed payoff. I think that's better than just running Elite Instructor, which is just, I think, a little bit worse of a card. And then nothing else really in this pack for us, although Test and Training is pretty great, but that's not for us, so we'll take the Naiad and Coves. So I don't think we want to take Whirlwind Denial, I don't think we want to take Eidolon. I guess we just take Leonin as a 2-drop. I guess maybe Thaumaturgist Familiar is actually better in our deck, just as because it has evasion. I mean, a 3-mana 1/3 is god-awful, but maybe it's not actually worse than Leonin. Leonin's just not a great card. Doesn't have evasion, doesn't do anything really. I guess we take the Thaumaturgist Familiar, yeah. It's something we hope to cut, but it's not completely unplayable. Rumbling Sindri, that's the only card in our colors, and it's not like the worst card ever printed. Another card we don't want to probably play, but it does, I mean, it does lock down the ground well enough, right? So we can get in with our flyers that we hopefully find more of. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely take Sentinel's Eyes. This card is great. Now we just want to pick up as many Constellation effects as we possibly can. So, just because this can trigger it over and over again. I guess we take Riptide Turtle. I mean, out of these choices, Glory Bearers is not great. Lena and the Lost Pride's pretty bad, and Riptide Turtle at least can hold the ground down, right? Like, a 0-5 is actually pretty hard to get through. And I mean, we can, at instant speed, we can like pay off with this Naiad, or, you know, we can hold up this Stasis Intervention, and if we want to, flash in a Turtle instead in some world. So I think we do this, and try to, really what we want here is flyers. Alright, we'll take the Seaborn. That's what we're just dying to find here is evasive flyers. We would have loved to get those seagulls from the earlier pack and really gone off with those, but we weren't sure we were at blue at that point, so... Okay, Allure of the Unknown. I don't know, I don't actually know how to evaluate Allure of the Unknown. Like, in Constructed, you can build around it and make it pretty good, I think. You have to basically be in a deck that's homogenous enough that your opponent picking, like if you had like a burn deck with this in it, your opponent picking a burn card out of the 5 burn cards you drew isn't like, you know, a big deal. But I don't know if you can make it work in limited. It'd be fun to try, but we're nowhere near that color combination. In our colors is basically nothing. Like, there's Thundering Chariot, which I think is actually, I mean, it's got like good abilities, right? But I think it's actually pretty bad in our deck. We want something you can stick one of these staggering insights on, and this, you can stick it on for 1 turn and then it falls off, so I just don't think it's very good. Sleep of the Dead is just god-awful, I think, just a truly terrible card. I don't think I would ever play this in any scenario. Omen of the Forge is good, but we're not in that color, so I guess we just take a Lead Instructor as like an okay card. Ugh. So, we did get a flyer, but I don't know. 5 mana, we really want cheap flyers in this deck. I guess we just take Transcendent Envoy. Transcendent Envoys are good. They're cheap flyers that we can stick these staggering insights on, but I was hoping for like some of those seagulls, something a little harder to remove, you know, ideally. And then there's all these good red cards. But we're not there, unfortunately. Downable Will is also good, but I think we're more in need of bodies at this point than of additional things to stick on bodies. So I guess we just take the Transcendent Envoy. Deny the Divine is actually pretty good too. I think we take the Transcendent Envoy. Okay, Karametra's Blessing is a bomb in our deck, I think. We do have a rare, the Stalikos Crafter Wonders, which I don't know what the hell is doing in a Theros set. Like, it synergizes with nothing, not even its own color combination. So I don't know. Birth of Meletus is also good. We would definitely take and play that. Verica Spawn is kind of crazy, but I think I mean, Karametra's Blessing, like, all of our creatures are enchantment creatures pretty much, and this is great with them. Just a fantastic combat trick. Blows out pretty much anything, even like if our opponent has the White Wrath, it stops that and makes a creature indestructible. So definitely picking up the Karametra's Blessing. Oh, there's so much in this pack we want. Oh my god. There's Ichthyomorphosis, again, great card. There's Dexingull, which we've been saying we want for like packs now, and it finally shows up. And there's Shoal Kraken, which is a great constellation payoff, and again, almost all of our deck is enchantments. And then there's also Deny the Divine, which is, I think, I don't know, I haven't really played much of it, but I think is good. Like, I mean, this is just basically counter anything in the set, right? And not only that, but exile it so it doesn't keep coming back as like an escape card. I think this is like in any other set, maybe this wouldn't be that good, but specifically in this set, this is like 3 mana counter everything that matters, right? And that's probably playable. I think we're going to take Ichthyomorphosis, though. Yeah, we're going to take that. Okay, Thirst for Meaning's not bad. There's also Commanding Presence. The question is, I think these are our two choices here between commanding presence and thirst for meaning. So which are do we want card draw in this deck, or do we want a finisher basically? So how many auras do we actually have? We have one, two. Well, no. One, two, three, four. Four that we want to put on our own creatures, pretty much. So maybe, what would be? Oh man, we would love to get a Helios Power. We just haven't seen any of them, but that would be just busted in our deck. It gives us something to do at instant speed to pay off this Naiad, and also if we pull one of those counter spells, it's something we can do if there's nothing to counter. I think Commanding Presence is what we're going to take, though. With these Transcendent Envoys, it's just, I think, too good to pass up. Nothing super great for us here. Eidolon, we're not playing. Sleep the Dead, we're not playing. Leonin, it's maybe runnable. Omen is okay. I wonder if Sea God Scorn is actually playable in our deck. I don't know. I mean, we have... It can be like a good finisher, right? But it needs to be a finisher. I think Sea God Scorn is the... I'm going to take Sea God Scorn. I'm not sure, though. Alright, I guess here we take the Starlit Mantle. We're not really happy about any of these, but probably won't play it, but just in case, we'll take the Starlit Mantle. Okay, here we're definitely taking the Vexing Gold. There is some... I mean, Naiad of Hidden Copes is pretty good, but I think we're past the point of no return as far as, like... We don't really have that many, like, Constellation payoffs, so... The upside of Naiad is more in the instant speed payoff, and I think we'd rather just have like a good instant speed card rather than an instant speed payoff at this point. So we're gonna take the Vexing Gold. That's gonna be great in our deck. Nothing playable here. We'll take this Sleep of the Dead and absolutely not play it. Okay, we got back to the Denied Divine, which I think is actually definitely playable, so we'll take that. Okay, we'll take the Elite Instructor. Not great. Probably won't run it. Another Denied Divine is pretty good, and that's probably all we're getting. Let's see. Last card is Whirlwind Denial, which is much worse than Denied Divine, I think. So, this is our deck. We need to cut 6 cards. Probably Stern Dismissal. It's not super great. How many payoffs do we actually have for Sentinel's Eyes? We have, I mean, Sentinel's Eyes is good in that it makes, like, any of our threats pretty sizable. I don't know if we need it, right? I mean, what do we have that actually pays it off? Well, first, let's cut this Thaumaturge's Familiar. We can definitely cut that. We'll cut the Nyxborn, Seaguard. How many creatures do we have? We have 10 creatures? Okay. That's kind of concerning with the number of auras we have that we want to stick on creatures. Why don't we have to keep the Seaguard just as a... Would it be better to keep this Thaumaturge Familiar? I think so. Okay, we're gonna actually play the Familiar, I think. Would it be better? I think the Familiar is better than the Elite Instructor in this deck because we want the evasion so much for our auras. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll go down. I don't think we can cut any more creatures, so we'll have to play this Rumbling Sentry too. We'll go down. I guess we kind of have another creature in the form of Omen of the Sun, so that's good. We have to go down 4 cards, huh? We'll go down... We're going to go down to Scorn. Go down... Put the Thassa's Intervention over there. Maybe go down one of the Denied Divines. I think I am going to go down the Rumbling Sentry, actually. Go down the Chained Memory, and go down... I think we go down the Rumbling Sentry, as weird as it is to go down a creature when I don't know. Not sure about this. We're a little bit light on creatures. We basically have 11 creatures combined with this Omen of the Sun acting as a creature. I guess Elspeth Conquers Death is kind of a creature too, eventually. It'll get a creature out of our graveyard, but I'm a little worried we just won't draw enough creatures. And we'll be stuck with, like, auras in our hand that we can't use. So part of me just wants to, like, cut the Sentinel's Eyes. Okay, let's just try it like this. With the caveat that we might come back and add more creatures if we see that being a problem. We just can't find a creature. We'll come back and handle that if that ends up being an issue. But let's try it like this. So we have the Staggering Insight deck. This should be pretty interesting. Have some good payoff rares. We have an actual strategy here with Transcendent Envoys, letting us stick a bunch of auras on creatures and just go to town, protect them with a Karametra's Blessing. We'd like to get one more Karametra's Blessing, but hopefully this Deny the Divine can also help sort of deal with problematic stuff in the same way Karametra's Blessing will. So let's just give it a shot. So let's go on to the games. Alright, game 1 against Laug Sabahar. So we'll play first. Yep, this is pretty much everything we want. We got a body to put enchantments on, we've got protection for it, and we've got a removal spell for anything problematic our opponent plays, so... Okay, there's Dawn Evangel, sure. I think we'll probably play this Naiad first. Just to kind of put the fear in them about instant speed stuff. Temple Thief, alright, well, we can pretty much never block that, so that's a little concerning. Okay, I think we actually take, let's see, is this other creature? No, okay. So we're going to take the Dawn Evangel, and we're probably just going to slap the Staggering Insight on this thing, and then leave up Karametra's Blessing to protect it. And then if they ever do kill it, at least we get to hopefully pay off the Dawn Evangel. I guess, well, we need stuff in the graveyard before Dawn Evangel gets paid off, doesn't he? So maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, there's a Daxos, sure. Yep. Well, I think we do slap a Staggering Insight on this thing. See if they want to throw their Daxos in front of it or let us start drawing cards. Alright, they just let it go. We get to draw a card, sure. And we'll pass turn. We're not going to ever let this Karametra's Blessing go, basically. We're going to leave it up forever. Unless we absolutely have to drop it for something. Ichthyomorphosis is a little bad because we don't have a creature with evasion. Yeah, opponent gains life, sure. I guess eventually this Daxos will be pretty hard to get through. Okay, opponent's just going to attack in, sure. Take it. Alright, our opponent tries to target it, but we will give it hexproof. Kill the removal spell. Alright, and attack. See if they chump. Okay, I'm gonna let us draw 2 cards. So now it's pretty much paid for itself no matter what happens at this point. So I think we will Naiad of Hidden Coves. Yeah, we'll Naiad of Hidden Coves. And we will Heliod's Punishment the Daxos. Gets rid of its ability, which kills its toughness, so that's just a straight-up removal spell. Unfortunately, we didn't have a creature in the graveyard to pay off... That would have paid off this Dawn Evangel, but I still think it was right to play it there. Okay, sure. Yeah, but we can... Let's see. We can Ichthyomorphosis the Daybreak Chimera. Planes, attack with both. See what our opponent does. Wow. Opponent chumps with Transcendent Envoy. They must have some sort of enchantment removal for the Ichthyomorphosis, because I don't know why they would value that Daybreak Chimera otherwise. More than a flyer. I mean, even if they do unlock their Daybreak Chimera, we, you know, we still trade with it at the very worst. Okay, here are the wins. Elite Instructor's not bad. We will play this, draw a card. Ooh, Elspeth Conquers Death. So do we swing here? They're obviously holding something up. I think we're going to wait a turn. Do this Elspeth Conquers Death to clear out a blocker, and then that makes their... You know, they got to kind of awkwardly hold up mana again this turn, so if they just drew like a 5-drop or something, they have to choose between doing that and holding up mana again. There is some argument that we should have just played into it, stayed aggressive, but with this 1/4 flyer, it's going to be kind of hard to really get super aggressive against our opponent. So I think maybe waiting until after the Elspeth Conquers Death gets this thing out of the way might be worth it. Okay, opponent just lets it go, sure. We will... Yeah, just drop Elspeth Conquers Death. Kind of tapped us a little awkwardly there. Get rid of this Hero of the Winds. Attacking with everything, and if they unlock this Daybreak Chimera, then sure, you know? Like, it's not the end of the world. We at least will trade with it. So, that's fine. Yeah, Flicker of Fate. Sure. They do unlock the Daybreak Chimera. Get it back. I'm sure they'll double block the Dawn Evangel, which is fine. Yep. So we get rid of the Daybreak Chimera. They take 4. But this, I mean, that was basically a 2-for-1, right? They had to do that to unlock it, and then also... Well, I guess it took our Ichthyomorphosis as well, so that's okay. Okay. That's not bad. Yep, gonna take our creature, I'm sure. Oh no, just taking the Staggering Insight, sure. But we're gonna Omen of the Sun because we get a mana off thanks to Naiad. Oh wait, we should do it at instant speed. Yeah, but at instant speed we're gonna crack this. Or at on our upkeep we're gonna crack this Omen. Try to get some lands out of the way. Okay, we don't want either of these. Okay, draw a card. It's another land. Okay. Okay, we'll just attack and attack here. We've got our... I mean, we're putting our opponent under pressure, so... They can double block, like, the Naiad. Okay, so I guess just trade with the Instructor, sure. And we'll pass turn. Next turn we do get to reanimate probably this Elite Instructor, just so we can, yeah, we're just gonna get it back just so we can try to draw some action here. Get back Elite Instructor as a 3/3. Draw a card. Discard an island. Oh my god, okay. Getting all the lands out of the way, sure. We'll attack with a Naiad. If they got some sort of pump, that's fine. Well, that sucks a little bit, but I guess at least we get to kill the Temple Thief. Oh, okay, they're just gonna chump, sure. And, yeah, we'll play an island. Okay, we've scryed a bunch of lands at the bottom and also drawn a bunch of lands, so hopefully we're getting towards just, like, pure action. Like, Thassa's intervention would be fantastic here. Any flyers would be good. Reverent Hoplite doesn't do much. Ichthyomorphosis. So if we attack with the Elite Instructor, they block. I think we just... Yeah, I think we just do nothing. We could, like, Ichthyomorphosis their Temple Thief and just, like, get in, be super aggressive, but I think it's probably better to... Now that we do another creature, maybe we'll do that. Yeah. Alright, well, Ichthyomorphosis, get rid of the Temple Thief. Make their blocks not great, and then just get in with everything with more than 2 toughness. They can still, like, triple block our Elite Instructor if they want to. Okay. Sure. Play the Nextborn Courser. Yeah, we kind of wanted to hold on to that Ichthyomorphosis just in case they, like, drew a bomb here, but I think we have enough pressure that we want to just try to kill our opponent while they're doing nothing. Ooh, Commanding Presence. Yeah, we'll put that on, I think, a Soldier. Makes sense. Then we'll go to attack, and attack. Just vary up our threats as much as we can. Because all they got is a bunch of little chump blockers here, so I think the more threats we have, the better, rather than sticking this Commanding Presence on something, you know, a little more substantial in size, like this Elite Instructor or whatever. Opponent takes 4, they're down to 3, and we'll pass turn. Okay, opponent scoops it up. So they're on some sort of black-white value deck, I'm not 100% sure. Looked like it had some white devotion payoffs. We didn't see a lot of removal, so I don't think we want, like, Whirlwind Denial, or... They have, like, they can go pretty wide, so I don't think we want Sea God Scorn either. I think we just run it like this. I don't think there's much we can bring in that's good against a kind of go wide strategy, so let's just run it like this and see how it goes. Alright, game 2 against Laug Sabahar, and I think we keep this. Any land gets us a Thaumaturge, which gives us a Scry to hopefully get to a blue source. Okay, opponent's just going super aggro. Didn't want to see another blue card. Okay, any land, come on. Because if we can get to even another plains, we can play this Thaumaturge, try to scry ourselves into a blue source, and if we hit a blue source, his hand is great. Okay, fantastic. Still nothing to do this turn. We're definitely not going to slap a staggering inside on our opponent's creature. Seems pretty bad. But next turn we can do like Naiad or Thaumaturge, whatever we feel like. Well, just getting in, sure. I wouldn't expect you to play this outside of a super aggressive deck or a super enchantment heavy deck where you're planning on getting this like multiple times a turn. So, Thaumaturge is familiar. Yeah, we'll keep another blue source. That's fine. Hopefully they tap out for something here. We can just start staggering our insight, inciting away. Sunmare Pegasus. All right, well, that makes it a little bad. We'll probably just wait in that case until we can do like Ichthyomorphosis and Staggering Insight on the same turn. We could just slap this Commanding Presence. I guess we do that, actually. Let's just slap this Commanding Presence on our Thaumaturge's Familiar. Attack. Get in there. And this way, even if they kill it, at least we got like a 1/1 out of it. So if they just untap, do some sort of black kill spell, at least we got something out of it, right? And if they don't have removal this turn, then they're pretty screwed. Okay, Dreadful Apathy. It's removal, but it's not like the worst. I guess we don't have any way to get rid of it, though, do we? Yep, opponent, sure. Oh, no blocks. See what they do. I'm suspicious that they didn't use the 2 mana there, so I'm not gonna... Part of me wants to just Staggering Insight up this thing and draw a card, but I think instead I'll just, like, Naiad and then leave up Deny the Divine. Go to combat. Is there anything that could flash in here that I am worried about? Not really. I can't think of anything that... Okay. Well, best turn. I guess this is the... I just realized this Thaumaturge Familiar is the owl. That's probably why it's in the set, because otherwise this thing has nothing to do with the rest of the set, so... Interesting. We got to Deny the Divine here. They might not be thinking about it. Sure, Sunmare Pegasus. Gain some life back. No problem. Wow, okay. I guess we Ichthyomorphosis the Sunmare Pegasus. And just pass the turn, because I wanna leave up Deny the Divine here. And I think they probably have some sort of flash. Flicker, okay. Flicker of Fate's fine. Sure. Just gets rid of our Ichthyomorphosis, which isn't the worst thing. We still get to leave up Deny the Divine here. Yeah, I guess we fire it off. Just use it while we can. Okay, opponent gets in. Still leaving up mana. Ooh, Thassa's Intervention. Huh. I guess we'll Sentinel's Eyes up our Naiad. Leave up Thassa's Intervention. We're going to try to Thassa's Intervention at the end of our opponent's turn here to draw some cards. But if they like flash in some sort of removal here, we can also counter that. Okay. And yeah. I mean, the thing is we have a Staggering Insight to equip up our Naiad. So we're not super concerned about our life getting pretty low here, because we can gain it, a lot of it back pretty quickly with Staggering Insight. Okay, yep, opponent gets in. We can still, I mean, okay, we're just going to fire up Thassa's Intervention for 3 here, because it cost 1 less. We'll look at the top 3 cards of our deck and put 2 of them into our hand. Pretty good. We'll take another... We'll take an Island and an Ichthyomorphosis, I think. Okay, another Island. And we will... We will play Ichthyomorphosis, targeting Sunmare Pegasus. And... I think this turn we just attack, because if they have some sort of, like, flash... If they have, like, Flicker of Fate, we want them to use it on their own creature instead of on our creature. Okay. And we're not in that much trouble of dying anymore, right? As far as, like, life goes. Because we took their flyer out of the air. Send an Envoy, sure. Pump up, maybe the Wayfarer? Sure. Oh, Karametra's Blessing's good. Okay, so we're gonna put it on... Yeah, we're gonna put it on our Naiad. Get as much value out of it as we can. They're gonna have to start chumping here, and we can just leave up Karametra's Blessing forever. Alright, so go to combat. Attack and attack. Yep, opponent's just gonna chump. We're okay with that, because that means we gain 4 life. Whoa. Okay. Okay. I don't know exactly what's happening here. Maybe some sort of flash pump spell? Oh, yeah, we'll kill him in that order. Sure. Oh, ho, ho, ho. We could give it hexproof. So if we give it hexproof, let's do the math in our head here. So if we give it hexproof, that makes it a 3/4, and this is a, so that'll be 5. So it'll still kill our creature if we give it hexproof. If we give our own creature +2/+2, that'll give it 7 toughness. They'll have +1. So they'll have 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me do this again. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we will Karametra's Blessing our Naiad. And it should survive the combat unless I just suck at math. Okay. I did it. I passed basic math. So that was an interesting position because it was... That was an enchantment creature. We could have used Karametra's Blessing on their creature to give it hexproof from their own spell, which would have been pretty wild, but it turned out the math was better just to put her on Naiad. Okay, they're just going to shrink down this, sure. Well, we can still attack and gain some life, so that's something. So, attack and attack. Yeah, that's fine. Play Transcendent Envoy. Pass turn. Ugh, more Flood. Okay. Attack and attack. Attack. It's hard to tell if they actually have anything up because you have to remember they have this Dreadful Apathy that they could activate at any point. So just because it seems like they're pausing a lot, it doesn't mean they're actually considering doing anything. They could. It's just this is bugging the crap out of them, I'm sure. Alright. Well, not really what we want to be drawing here, but we will just keep attacking. We're kind of... Eventually they'll draw like some sort of flash removal or something, and we'll kind of regret attacking, but I think we keep doing it. Keep getting in for some damage. Okay, I'm probably just going to chump and let the Sunmare Pegasus go. Give up on that dream. And we're just going to keep playing little dorks. And our opponent's eventually going to be overwhelmed by just the sheer dorkitude we have going on here. Wow, that is surprising. So they final death our creature that was already just a 1/2. That's an interesting choice. Ugh, more lands. All right, we will suit up our, I guess our human soldier. Get rid of Ichthyomorphosis, deny the Divine. It's just so cheap to get back to Centralize. It's crazy. So now we can attack with all of our creatures, and I mean they can block, but it's not going to kill any of them. Opponent's going to take 4 here, no matter what they do. And they got to draw something next turn or they're dead. It can't just be like any random dorky creature. It has to be something substantial. So, oh, there's a land, and we got it. So good game to our opponent, and yeah, we just kind of ground him out. This deck seems pretty good. I mean, Staggering Insight is a powerful card. I kind of want to build around it, constructed, make a Staggering Insight deck, because that felt really, really strong when we were able to just sit back. We didn't deploy it as soon as we could. We were able to say, okay, our opponent probably has removal. We just sat back and waited until a point when we were sure we could get a lot of value out of it, especially when we had that card Metro's Blessing for protection. So, sweet. Awesome. On to the next game. Alright, next game against Fev, and we will play first. Yeah, this hand looks great. We do need a creature to put things on, but hopefully Thassa's Intervention will get us there. And we can slow our opponent down in the meantime. Oh, Island, go. We probably will just fire this thing off on, like, turn 4 just to draw 2 cards, try to find a creature. At least our opponent's not off. Okay. We're not going to counter Shadow Spear. Maybe we should have. I don't know. I wonder if... Okay, so if we fire this off for 2, we don't get to draw 2. Okay. So we'll just pass turn. I mean, maybe we should have countered Shadow Spear. I don't know. Because that does make our Ichthyomorphosis pretty bad, but I think we'll just do it. We'll just draw 2. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably, it was worth countering. I think that was actually a mistake the more I think about it. Oh my god. Well, we got 2 lands out of the way, at least. Any creature. Any creature would be pretty good here. Jeez. Okay, that is any creature, so we will play this Nyxborn Courser. Start getting them with our buddy here. We got removal for a couple things, although Shadow Spear does make it a little less good than it otherwise would be. Okay, Relentless Pursuit. They're just trying to get to some lands here, I think. Okay, they've got a escape-based deck, looks like. Again, an Underworld Charger is not what we're worried about here. Although I guess an Underworld Charger actually with a Shadow Spear is not bad. Because they can, it doesn't matter that it can't block, they're gaining life, right? That's pretty good, actually. I didn't think about that, Yeah, anything that gives lifelink, I guess, makes that Underworld Charger significantly better, huh? There's that enchantment, that aspect of the Lamprey or whatever. Jesus Christ, we're gonna just draw all lands, okay. Yeah, we'll just get in. There's that aspect of the Lamprey that gives lifelink, so I bet Underworld Charger plus Lamprey is actually a pretty sick combo. Sure. Yeah, this makes it difficult. Yep. We could have given it hexproof to protect against that, but I think instead what we're going to do is Ichthyomorphosis this thing, because it actually makes all of our enchantment removal really bad. So we're just going to attack. Yeah. And, yeah, play a island, pass turn, plan on Omening of the Sun. Carry added, sure. Yeah, opponent suits it up. Sure. Yep. 2, gains 2. Omen of the Sun. Ugh. We have got to be running out of lands at least. That's one positive here. We do get to scry with Omen as well to try to get some more lands out of the way. And pass turn. Ooh, okay. We're going to have to kill that Renata. Or I guess Heliod's punishment. Oh man, this gives the Caryatid the power to tap for 2 as well because they have enough devotion to get that Renata up. That's pretty brutal. Another Lampad. Ugh. Ugh. Lampad makes all of our removal so much worse. Yep, opponent gets in for 2, sure. Yep, we will scry to... I think we need more impactful cards, so we're just going to scry those to the bottom. Yep. More lands. Okay, we will Heliod's punishment the Renata, I guess. Turn off its abilities. And we'll, I guess we attack with this Nyxborn Courser. And if they block with Lampad, we can pump it. Okay. I just want these Lampads off the battlefield if we can. So that our ichthyomorphoses and such actually matter. Yep. Sacrifice it. The biggest downside is this Heliod's punishment's gonna go away eventually. Acolyte of Affliction. Oh my god, and they're gonna get an Elspeth's Nightmare too. Yeah, this is just not we just have drawn so many lands. It's ridiculous. Ugh. Yeah, I think our biggest mistake this game was not countering the Shadow Spear. I was thinking it was pretty anemic. Like, okay, they get something +1/+1, but the fact that they're a green-black deck with cards like Underworld Charger, I think actually makes it even better than it like normally is. I think it's generally a pretty good card, but I think it's even better in our opponent's deck. We just take it. We want creatures. Oh my god, okay. Well, let's see. We have 10, 11, 12. We have 12 lands, so only 5 cards in our deck are lands at this point, out of 22. Opponent gets a peek at our hand, sees that we are rocking mono lands. Yeah, here comes the Underworld Charger, which is going to be just brutal with that equipment on it. Yeah, we'll take 4. No blocks. Oh, another Acolyte. Alright, I think we've lost this one. We've just completely flooded. Let's see if we draw anything. Commanding Presence. Do anything? Nah, we can't win from here. So, we'll concede. We just drew too many lands, what it comes down to. Could not find our way out from under all those lands. So, green-black, huh? Man, I wish we had that Graveyard Hate. That artifact would have been fantastic against this deck. But I think we'd take Deny the Divine as a way to hate on escape creatures. And I guess maybe Seaguard gets better in a deck with a bunch of 3/3s that can't block. Just being able to block like a horse infinitely without actually killing it seems pretty good. So we'll take this. We'll go down an Elite Instructor, and I guess we'll go down Sentinel's Eyes, run it like that. Okay, hoping for at least a few fewer lands this time. We will play first. Okay. we got one creature, which is a little concerning, but we do have a Staggering Insight. I mean, flashing in a Vexing Goal, putting a Staggering Insight on it does seem pretty good. We could even, you know, okay, well, we'll probably now instead go Vexing Goal. We might just Commanding Presence this Transcendent Envoy. Yeah, I think we're going to do it. Let's get as much value as we can while we can. And we can always Vexing Goal plus Staggering Insight later, but now we're just going to go to Pound Town with this Transcendent Envoy. And if they miss removal for even like a turn. Oh yeah, they're in that mono green. Oh yeah, they're missing black. So we are going to go to town here. Oh, well, oh my gosh. Well, we didn't expect Plummet. Jeez Louise. Okay, yeah, I think we just Vexing Goal here. Hold up to Deny the Divine, so if we have to counter something we can, but we'd rather Vexing Goal if we had the choice. So that we can slap a Staggering Insight on it. Yep, opponent gets in, sure. Underworld Charger. Yeah, we don't care about that as a 3-3. We will Vexing Goal. Yeah, Island's good, so we will just Staggering Insight, Vexing Goal, attack, draw a card, gain 3 life. And I guess we leave up to Deny the Divine is more impactful than a Nyxborn Courser. Courser will be good eventually to block this Underworld Charger forever, but for now I think I'm going to leave up to Deny the Divine. Hopefully they don't have another removal spell. Fingers crossed. Okay, it's a test and training, sure. It does make it so our Nyxborn Courser can't block this thing very easily. Oh, and it's enough power to pump that up. That's pretty good too. No blocks. Take 7. We get to gain 3 back, so we're not too worried. Okay, this we will absolutely counter. So we were good not to counter that test and training. Pretty good. Okay. Combat, attack with Vexing Goal. Plan on, we're probably going to chump with this Human Soldier for that Nessian Horn Beetle next turn. Okay, we will... Yeah, we'll just tap all the way out here. Nessian, or Naiad of Hidden Coves plus Nyxborn Courser. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Fast turn. No removal spell. Fingers crossed. They could have Final Death. They could have Eat to Extinction. They could have a lot of different things. But there are some removal spells in this format that take double black, so maybe if they're missing a second swamp, we get a little lucky and can keep this Vexing Goal at least for another turn. We're not going to block this Underworld Charger, but we probably will block this Nessian Horn Beetle. Sure. Okay. I guess we... Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do this. And if they want a pump spell to not trade with a token... Okay. Alright, we're okay with this. Now if they get back their Underworld Charger, we don't care about that. That's fine. Renata, okay, sure. That doesn't matter too much. Oh, Shadow Spear. Ectomorphosis isn't bad. Alright, we will... Oh, we should have done it pre-combat. I guess we wouldn't have been able to attack anyway because of the Horn Beetle, but... Okay, attack. Draw a card. Transcendent Envoy. Play Ichthyomorphosis, targeting Renata. We do want to do that on her because we don't want her to pop off and give a bunch of stuff a bunch of +1/+1 counters. And this way they have to get back, like, Underworld Charger to be able to put another counter on this Horn Beetle. Okay, well now they can do both. I was going to say if they didn't have a land they couldn't get it back and... Okay. This is pretty good. Okay, so they take the Forerunner and a land, sure. Yep, 5/5, lifelink, sure. No blocks. Take 5, they gain 5. Ugh, another land. Well, we will attack. I think we attack with everything here. Even though it does let them get their Renata in the graveyard to potentially get back, I still think we do it. I just want to apply damage here. Try to erase this lifelinker. Draw a card. Oh, no. No! We have just flooded so much, man. Ugh, that's brutal. Because I do think I think we have the better deck here, but we have just every single game, or I guess both games just flooded immensely. Ugh. Yeah, Forerunner, sure. I get another counter on Nesting Horn Beetle, which is making it harder and harder to race. Opponent gets in, takes 6. Gotta need to find removal for this Horn Beetle pretty soon. We're drawing 2 cards a turn, but unfortunately, those 2 cards are all lands, so... Ugh. Alright, switching it over. Riptide Turtle is not a big help here. We will attack and attack. Ugh. Alright, play the Seaguard. And pass turn. Eventually our opponent's going to find removal, though. So we can't rely on this forever. Okay, opponent's going to switch it over. Get as much power on the lifelinker as he possibly can. Yep, sure. Attacks for 7. Yeah, we'll take it. No blocks. Lifelink battle is going on here. Our opponent's 7/7 lifelinker is outdoing our 3/3 lifelinker a bit, but alright, there's the Acolyte. I'm sure to get back Renata, unless you know something better. I don't know. Probably just Renata. Maybe a Cetessan training. Okay, yeah, Renata, sure. Yeah, she can have a pretty big power, and with this Trampler, you know, giving everything trample is pretty good. Alright, Riptide Turtle. Pretty much just going to gain us 5 life here. Okay, Dawn Evangel. We'll attack. Attack and attack. Gain 3, draw a card. Thassa's Intervention is good. Okay. So we will Dawn Evangel and plan on Thassa's Interventioning for 5 on our opponent's end step. Look at the top 5 cards of our deck and find the best 2 out of those. We're not going to counter it. Sure. Okay, we will... I guess we'll just chump and save some life here. Just our opponent doesn't have a ton of removal. Okay, Relentless Pursuit. Seems like, yeah. Oh, Elspeth's Nightmare's bad for us. Can target our Vexing Goal. So we're going to want to find our Karametra's. Did we already use our Karametra's Blessing? We did not. Good. And we will Elspeth's Intervention for 5. look at the top 5 cards for our deck. Take a... I guess Deny the Divine gets rid of the Thassa's Intervention, and... Punishment's probably better to shut down this Horn Beetle. Ooh, Staggering Insight's good too. So we will Staggering Insight, Transcendent Envoy. Go to combat. Attack and attack. Gain 5 life, draw 2 cards. Ooh, Elspeth Conquers Death is great. So we will... Okay, how do we want to do this? Well, Elspeth Conquers Death on this Nylea's Forerunner. And I think we... I think we leave up Deny the Divine, because they left their Elspeth's Nightmare in the graveyard planning to get it back with this Acolyte of Affliction. So I think we take one more hit off this Nessian Horn Beetle. Okay, Omen of the Dead's fine. We can just counter, if we need to counter whatever they get back with it, we can do that. Okay, Lampet of Death's Vigil, sure. Oh, we could have done both. I'm so stupid. I forgot we reduced the cost, so we could have Heliod's Punishment this Nessian Horn Beetle and also Denied the Divine. Rough. Well, we might get punished for that, we'll see. We are going to counter this Divine with Deny the Divine. Hunt. Oh. Okay. So we'll have to chump here to stay alive. To get rid of the thing that gives everything trample, so we will chump, take 9 down to 2. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Punished pretty severely for our misplay there. So we will, before we do anything, attack, gain 5, draw 2. Okay, Thaumaturge is familiar. Put this island to the bottom. Heliod's Punishment on the Horn Beetle. And play an island and pass turn. We're kind of running low on cards here. I don't know if we can kill our opponent through all the lifelink. Like, they might just lifelink their way into winning this game. I'm gonna scooch this over to probably Renata, I'd expect. But that's okay, because... Oh, okay. On the Huntmaster. Sure. Okay, opponent's getting in for a chunk here, so... We will block like this. Block like... Block like... I guess we want to keep the Dawn Evangel, so we'll block like this, and... Actually, I think we go block, block. Okay, one sec. Block like this, and block like this, and take 5. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Opponent can kill our Naiad and our Dawn Evangel, but we do get a creature off their board, which is important. Oh, that has an effect. Okay, new cards, new cards. Alright, we lost that one. Jeez. Okay. So that one, we just really drew a ton of lands, and really we got destroyed by Shadow Spear, actually. That was really the best card our opponent had, that just let them stay in that game through what we were doing. But then I just punted away that last one. I forgot the Lampid. Actually does something when it sacrifices creatures. I was thinking about its sacrifice ability as like, oh, it's not good, they can get out from under our Ichthyomorphosis and stuff, but actually, oh yeah, it drains you too. So, something to keep in mind. But, yeah, that one's going down as a lose, and hopefully we draw a little less lands next game. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, playing against Damn Lipman Music. Yeah, we'll keep this. We got a rare, we got an answer, and we got a body to put our auras on, so what more can we want? Island go. Alright, a 2-drop's not bad. Okay, our opponent's on green-white, which probably means they're on kind of a similar deck to ours, the aura deck. I think ours is more about evasion, and theirs is more about like big things. Alright, Lightning is fine. Yeah, I guess we play Naiad. Attack with Transcendent Envoy. Naiad will let us flash in this Riptide Turtle, so watch out. I mean, joking aside, a Riptide Turtle is not bad if they like... Do we want to trade this for a combat trick? What could they have here? Karametra's Blessing? I guess we don't. If we just let it through, sure. If it was guaranteed to kind of like eat up their turn, maybe we consider it. Okay. And Trancing Lyre is actually pretty good against us. We did draw another land for Elspeth Conquers Death, and it might just be going after that Enchanting Lyre. That's a little scary. You know what? I think we just get in with everything. Plan on flashing in the turtle and block this Leonin, and pass turn. We're gonna hold on to this Ichthyomorphosis for something more substantial than just a Leonin. Okay, flash and turtle, Turts McGurts. He will block, and if they want to use a pump spell to kill our freaking turtle, then by all means. Okay, or they can just tap it down with a lyre. I guess that's well, they're not even gonna do it. Okay, that's something I could have considered though. Is that it takes 0 mana to tap down our turtle. It's pretty funny. Alright, go to combat. And opponent attacks down our Naiad. We will attack, and I think we just Elspeth to get rid of the Enchanting Lyre. Just get that off the field, because that's good against us. I mean, if we ever like pull a Staggering Insight off our deck, that's just going to completely lock it out of the game. So I think it's worth doing. Opponent main phase Omens of the Sun. Interesting. Sentinel's Eyes isn't bad. We will put that Sentinel's Eyes in our Transcendent Envoy. Get in for 2. Yeah, we don't want to trade for that Leonin, so we'll just get in for... Problem is, if we trade with a Leonin, it then exiles our Naiad. Yeah, we'll just pass turn. So we're probably not going to get any value off of this Elspeth Conquers Death, but... Sure, Siona. Probably going to have to Ichthyomorphosis that. Yeah, so Elspeth Conquers Death just ended up being... Ooh. Yeah, we're going to put this on our Envoy, sure. And I think, given that we drew that... Hopefully our opponent doesn't have instant speed removal. Given that we drew that, we're going to hold on to this Ichthyomorphosis, because we really don't care if they go wide. Okay, they're just going to scry. We just want to get flyers out of the way now so that we can keep drawing cards. So we're not going to Ichthyomorphosis this Siona, even though it does mean they can, like, put a bunch of stuff on their creatures and make a bunch of 1/1s. We're just... That's not what we're worried about. We're worried about them playing a flyer that's going to somehow stop us from getting in with our Transcendent Envoy. And Ichthyomorphosis handles that pretty well. What we really want to draw here is a counter spell. Something like Revoke Existence, or whatever that thing's called it. Okay, we didn't draw it, so I guess we just slammed the Nyxborn Courser here. Fast turn. They left 2 on top, which isn't good. I'm guessing that means like a Heliod's Punishment or something on our Transcendent Envoy. Hopefully not Dreadful Apathy. That's the best. Provoke Existence is pretty good too. Okay, okay. That's not as bad as Dreadful Apathy, because at least we get the Sentinel's Eyes in the graveyard. And a Daybreak Chimera. Jeez. Well, that looks like prime Daybreak Chimeraing to me. Is there anything we have that can get these back? No, so let's just get rid of them. So if I put the Ichthyomorphosis on their Daybreak Chimera and attack, they can double block. Okay, we're okay with this. If they want to double block with their Leonin... Yeah. So if they want to double block with like their Leonin and their 1/1s, that's fine. Okay. They're just gonna chump with a Daybreak. That's fine, that's fine. They can chump for like ever here. Got a ton of 1/1s, and the Siona's gonna be pumping out 1/1s too, I'm sure. Ugh, Commanding Presence. Alright. Well, that would have been nice to draw last turn, but we will Ichthyomorphosis the Siona. It's a 2/3, we'll attack with a Nyxborn Courser. Wow. Sure, yeah, we'll kill the Siona. Alright. And yeah, sure. Okay, we got the Siona off the battlefield, and their cool enchantment there, so we're just gonna put the Sentinel's Eyes in our Naiad. You kind of see the power of Sentinel's Eyes here. We just keep making these pretty good threats. Although I guess now we don't... Oh, we do have Deny the Divine. I keep forgetting it's reduced. Oh, yes. We will absolutely counter that. Woof, that would have been bad. Heliod's Punishment. So we could attack here, but then we're just trading for like a Leonin and a token. We could Heliod's Punishment, but then they just have enough tokens to chump. So I think we just wait, hope to draw some more like enchantments to put on this Naiad, or some more threats, so we're not just doing nothing if we trade. Oh, it's a Sentinel's Eye, sure. I guess that makes this Heliod's Punishment more... Yeah, now we're gonna do it. Heliod's Punishment on the Leonin. And we will attack for 3. Takes it, and we'll pass turn. Come on, card draw. That's intervention will be really good here. Hydra's Growth. Uh-oh. That's scary. Oh my god. We're back on the draw infinite lands plan, unfortunately. Yeah, and this thing's gonna get pretty big pretty fast. Ooh, and our opponent's on the draw 0 lands plan. Ugh. One of the best things they could draw, too. Come on, no more lands, no more lands. We gotta draw something good here. Yep. Jump. Transcendent Envoy, okay. Well, it is a flyer. We can start going after him with it. Go down this and this, I suppose. Maybe we can race him? I mean, this thing is going to get huge. It's doubling every turn. Yeah, but now they've unlocked their Leonin. But we can block this Ferris Band Brawler, at least. And if we get like a... Yeah, no blocks. Block the Ferris Band Brawler. Take 5. We would love to draw a Staggering Insight here. Nexus. Come on! Oh my god, our opponent has just had really good draws. We would love for them to draw land. This thing has reach. Yeah. And we will pass turn. We can at least flash in Vexing Goal, I guess, but this thing is gigantic now. We gotta find removal this turn, pretty much. Yeah. Flash in Vexing Goal. Trade here. Block here and take 9. That's a Skirmisher. Come on, gotta be something good off the top here or we're dead. And another land. Alright, alright. Scoop it up. Okay, we do have some stuff in the sideboard against this. Bounce spells I think will be pretty good against this deck. So we'll go up like the Stern Dismissal seems pretty good. Deny the Divine seems pretty good. Sea God Scorn I think is pretty good with all the auras they have. And do we want Rumbling Sentry? I don't think so. We'll just go up those, go down 3 cards. We'll go down to Thaumaturgist Familiar, go down Sentinel's Eyes, go down Riptide Turtle, and run it like that. I think a big thing we're missing out of this deck is more Karametra's Blessings. I think just having one more would be huge in this deck, but we're not quite there. This isn't a bad hand. Dawn Evangel means if they do sort of like, if we put an Ichthyomorphosis on something and they trade for it, like they chump with it, we can hopefully get some value out of that. Okay, pass turn. Elspeth Conquers Death is pretty great. We will Dawn Evangel, pass turn. Ah, okay. Why don't just revoke Existence Set? Sure. Pious Wayfarer. Alright, we will just plan on Opening of the Sun here. Open of the Sun. Block and block. Ether Creature. There's another Enchanting Lyre. So we can get rid of it with the Elspeth Conquers Death, but I think maybe we'll learn our lesson from last time and wait a bit until we actually have a payoff in the graveyard for it. Just plan on cracking this Omen of the Sun instead. Taps it down, sure. And we will just pass a turn. Oh, Binding the Titans actually helps us. I think we will... We'll wait. We'll do our scry. Okay, so now... that's depressing. But we do got stuff in our graveyard now to get back with Elspeth Conquers Death. So now we're just going to fire it off to kill this... Ooh. Yeah, we'll keep that Commanding Presence. And yeah. So we'll just plan on... Elspeth Conquers Death to kill the Enchanting Lyre. And pass turn. We can even bounce Elspeth Conquers Death back to our hand if we want to exile something else. That is an option we've got here. Oh, I guess they get to exile. I should read cards. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can bounce our Elspeth Conquers Death back to our hand if we need to try to get more value out of it. So it's not the end of the world. Captivating unicorn. Sure, we can turn that into a fish. Yep, yep, yep. Transcendent Envoy's pretty good. So we will Transcendent Envoy, Ichthyomorphosis, the unicorn, and pass the turn. Sure, get back the Wayfarer. Sure. Siona. So we are going to just bounce our Elspeth Conquers Death to kill the Siona, so they can't go ultra wide. Commanding Presence is pretty scary. Let's see if they just put it on something. If they have like a land Commanding Presence. Okay, so Tessin Skirmisher, sure. And a Wayfarer, sure, sure, sure. Okay. Okay, Arena took me out of full control mode, which is less than ideal. So instead of getting our Elspeth Conquers Death back, we get nothing. Okay, well, that's. Oh, I guess this is okay. All right, this is only an enchantment an opponent controls. Okay, so this is not a typical sort of unsummon. Okay, so we didn't lose anything then. We can deny the divine this commanding presence. Okay, so we lost nothing. We're good. We're good. We're good. Actually, probably we'll just why don't we just Stern Dismissal it instead, right? It depends on what they put it on, I guess. If they put it on Siona, we'll probably just deny the divine it because we don't want to give them another enter the battlefield trigger. But they put it on like a Pious Wayfarer or something. Probably better just to let it resolve and then bounce the creature to kill the enchantment. Alright, we will deny it. We don't want to bounce the Siona, so we'll deny that. Attack. And, yeah, I'm just gonna leave up Stern Dismissal, I guess. We can fizzle. Okay, Transcendent Envoy, sure. Bump, bump. I can make something huge. Alright. How about the Siona? Sure, sure, sure. We are gonna double block. I mean, if they have some sort of combat trick, we can bounce it in response. Okay. Just trade it for a couple tokens. Go to combat, attack with Transcendent Envoy. Make a 1/1. Play another Transcendent Envoy. Pass turn. Ugh, more lands. Alright, go to combat. Attack with Transcendent Envoy. Pick another 1/1. I mean, this... We're not doing much anything except getting in there with this Transcendent Envoy, but maybe that's enough. Opponent's not doing a lot either. Oh my god. This deck can draw some lands, that's for sure. Alright. Another 1/1. I mean, we're getting pretty close here to just being able to bounce something and kill them, right? Nexus Warden, sure. So if we bounce Nexus Wardens, get in with everything, they end up just taking 2. Yeah, I think we wait. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright, well, I guess we will attack. Is it worth it? We'll wait for attacking with everything. We'll attack with these two, bounce the Nexus Wardens, make them either chump with Transcendent Envoy or take a lot of damage. Okay. They're gonna actually take it down to 3, wow. Well, we got a lot of 1/1s, I mean... If they don't have an enchantment here, we're in pretty good shape. Sea God Scorn is fantastic. Ooh. So we will bounce, bounce, and bounce. And that should be game. I guess it probably would have been better to bounce this Pious Warfare, but... Omen of the Sun. Okay, okay. They do gain a bit of life, sure. This might keep them alive. Let's see. Block, block. No, they're still dead. Well, they're either dead or pretty close. I guess they do pump up this unicorn, which means they get to eat one more creature. But I still think we attack with everything. Make them trade these tokens now. Sure. Put them under as much pressure as we can. And pass turn. Warden. I guess they can play, yeah, this to gain some life. Maybe we shouldn't have attacked with all of our 1/1s. Siona, sure. Come on, enchantment. Wow, that's unexpected. Guess there's no reason not to. Ugh, Naiad's not what we wanted to see. Yeah, we might... After all that, we might be in a pretty bad shape here. Oh. Yeah, this Nexus Warden's life gain has just kept our opponent in the game, for sure. We just haven't... we're just drawing so many lands. Yep. Pump up there, Transcendent Envoy. Wayfarer. Ooh, Heliod's Punishment. We will put Heliod's Punishment on Nexus Wardens. Go to combat. Attack with Transcendent Envoy. Or Scryan, okay. Ugh, 2 top. Yikes. And, yeah, just attack with the Transcendent Envoy. They take it. Make another 1/1. Pass turn. Come on now. Ichthyomorphosis would be great. Theros Baller. Probably the best card to draw in their deck. It's got to be up there. But I guess they didn't really draw it, did they? They super scryed it to the top. The real problem is they're going to have 2 more things to scry to the top here. Or, I mean, they have another card scryed at the top, so it's not over yet. Okay, Elite Instructor, sure. Let's just get rid of this land, hopefully. Alright, another Transcendent Envoy. And... pass turn. Let's see what else they scryed to the top here. Hopefully nothing like enchantment. Okay, Glory Bearers, whatever. They gain some life with Nexus Wardens, but other than that, doesn't really matter. Alright, I'm just gonna pump up this Brawler. Or just take 6. Yep. Ichthyomorphosis. So if we put that on the Transcendent Envoy, we get in for 2 here. I think we do it. Okay. Put it on the Transcendent Envoy. Get in for 2. And we have them dead next turn if they don't draw an enchantment here. Come on, just draw a land. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, we... he cannot catch a break. Maybe they've used up all the auras in their deck? Please? That's possible, right? Please. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We saw that last game, so... okay, so we're not gonna kill them. They gain just enough life. If we draw an enchantment... we have so many cards that win us the game here, but I know we're gonna draw a land. I can just feel it. But like either of our staggering insights, our 2-mana flash enchantment that gives +1/+2, because we just need to do 1 additional damage. They're gonna gain 2 life here. It's 2 life, right? Yeah, they're gonna gain 2 life here, but we have 2 power in the air that they can't block. So all we have to do to win the game is draw any of our stuff that pumps by at least 1 damage, which is like all of our auras. We've got like 4 or 5 cards at least in our deck. Yep, opponent gets in. Gets in. Yeah, we will chump this 6/7. Oh, okay. Thank God. And we actually drew it. Alright. Good game. Alright, that was nail-bitingly close, but we got there. Alright, so... yeah, I think we just run it back. Alright, Dan Lipman music. Game 3, from a very close match. We'll keep this. It's a slow hand, but Ichthyomorphosis into Thassa's Intervention and Sea God Scorn. I mean, if we can just draw a creature somewhere in the mix here, that seems pretty good. And really, this Thassa's Intervention, we could do it as early as turn 3 to counter something if we want to. Alright, 2-drop makes this hand pretty great. Alright, they got one too, sure. I guess the scariest thing they could do here is, like, put a Hydra's thing on this. Because then Ichthyomorphosing it doesn't even really help. Binding of the Titans, okay. Okay, I've got some creatures in the graveyard. Though I guess they're going away, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, here we can... we'll attack, see if our opponent has the cojones to block us. They do not. Alright, now here we can leave up a Thassa's Intervention. We can counter anything too problematic, or we can just Omen of the Sun. Yeah, they get both of our creatures, sure. Looks like they're missing land drops, potentially. They're going to be able to get back to Siona with the Binding of the Titans. Nothing we can do about that, though. We can't Ichthyomorphosis the Siona, so... not like the end of the world. Okay. When it just passes, we will flash an Omen of the Sun. Yeah. We will, attack with Envoy again. Okay. Opponent does not fear death this time, and we'll pass. Playing on Thassa's Intervention, need to draw a couple. I mean, we could potentially counter this Siona, but I think with Ichthyomorphosis in hand, it doesn't... I think we just rather find some action to kill our opponent, because they're struggling on lands here. Maybe we sack the Omen is better, actually. I guess Scry 2 and Draw 2 isn't that different right now. Okay, Sentinel's Eyes is fine, because we can just Ichthyomorphosis the Envoy. Sure. Gets in. Sure. I think we're gonna Scry 2 rather than Draw 2 here, actually, because we got action in hand. It's just we want to find the right cards here, right? Elspeth Conquers Death. It's not bad. Yeah, we will take that. So here we can ichthyomorphosis the envoy. Attack for 1 in the air, and then we can Thassa's Intervention something, potentially, if we want to counter this turn. But if they just untap and go Siona, then we can just Elspeth Conquers Death that. Well, I guess we don't have a creature in the graveyard, do we? Nexus Wardens. Sure. Okay, we will... So if we Thassa's Intervention, it would be for 4. I think we just Thassa's Intervention here. Yeah, no attacks. Yeah, Elspeth we just don't have anything in our graveyard to get back with Elspeth Conquers Death, so I think we'll wait on that for a bit. We can always see God Scorn, like, their board away. Once we kind of build up enough enough stuff to tack in. I think we just want to find some action here desperately. Chancing Lyre, sure. That is something definitely worth Elspeth Conqueror's Deathing. Alright. Thassa's Intervention for 4. Look at the top 4 and take 2. Oh wow. Commanding Presence we will definitely take. And I guess Deny the Divine. Play a land, and here we can Commanding Presence. We can almost Commanding Presence plus Elspeth. I think we will Commanding Presence on our Transcendent Envoy. And plan on leaving up Deny the Divine. No attacks. Just gonna try to make this Transcendent Envoy a very big boy. Yep, counter the Siona, get rid of that for good. And then plan on Elspeth Conquers Deathing. I don't know if we do it on the Nexus Wardens or... Okay, now we definitely don't. So we will Ichthyomorphosis the Nexus Wardens. We will Elspeth Conquers Death, the Enchanting Lyre. Yep. And we will start getting in with this Envoy and making 1/1s. Alright, so we finally sort of waded through all this stuff, and we have a Sea God Scorn if our opponent just starts playing a bunch of stuff out. We got rid of this Siona, thank God. I guess we still don't have anything to get back with this Elspeth Conqueror's Death, but we at least got rid of a really good removal spell off their side of the board, so that's something. And they would have just started tapping down our on. Oh, my God. Okay, okay. Staggering Insight's good, though. Staggering Insight on Transcendent Envoy. Get in for 4. Draw a card, make a 1/1. And we can see God Scorn to bounce a bunch of the tokens they make off this thing, so it's not the end of the world. So they just go like Enchantment Creature here, make a 2/2. We can just bounce all of it with Sea God Scorn, so... Uh-oh. Provoke Existence is very bad. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, we don't even... It's an exile, so we don't even get anything back. Okay, I guess we... Staggering Insight the Nyxborn Courser. Get in. They can block here. And... Okay, I expected them to block with the Transcendent Envoy so they could get back the Staggering... Or the whatever that's called. But I guess maybe... They want the 1/2 body just to block all these 1/1s, perhaps. We do have Sea God Scorn still, so we can get a bunch of stuff out of the way. Let's see what they do. The best thing I think would be if they put like a bunch of auras on this Archon to make 2/2s, and then we can bounce the Archon and the 2/2s. Oh yeah. Yeah. Things are looking good. Come on, play one more aura. Come on. Just suit up that Archon. You know you want to. It'll be the biggest, most lifelinkiest thing ever. You can do it. Okay. Well. Yeah. I guess they are going to keep one of the 2/2s here, but ugh. We will do it like this. Sea God Scorn, target, target, target. Go to combat, attack with everything. Opponent chumps, sure. The problem is they can get back their Archon here and also this Sentinel's Eyes to immediately make a token. Really need to find an answer to this Archon ASAP. I think we've used all our Ichthyomorphoses, but yeah. Heliod's Punishment would be good though. Alright. Indomitable Will. Okay, we will attack with our Nyxborn Courser. Yep. What are just chumps. Gain some life and pass turn. I guess at the very least we're gaining a lot of life, right? Okay, there's a Daybreak Chimera. Making things more difficult. Opponent's got a pretty cool deck here. Yep, Sentinel's Eyes. On the Archon. Suits it up. Real problem is this, we can't even beat this with Indomitable Will. Okay, Heliod's Punishment's pretty good. So we will Heliod's Punishment the Archon. Go to combat. Wish we had drawn that one turn earlier. Attack with our Courser. Okay, opponent triple blocks. We will block the Daybreak Chimera first. We will Indomitable Will up our Courser. Go to Chimera. Keep our Courser. And pass turn. This isn't going to keep the Archon off our heels for long, though. And that might be our like last removal spell, to be honest. I don't know if we have anything else left. That Archon might just be enough to beat us, unfortunately. They just got a lot of value out of it. I don't know if we have a permanent answer. Captivating Unicorn. Not great. Not great. It also gives them enough power to... Okay, well, they're just going to get in for 2. Ugh. Alright, get in for 4. Opponent chumps with Transcendent Envoy. Gain 4. Pass turn. It's another game devolving down into a lifelink battle. Interestingly enough. Dawn of Angel. Guess we play it just in case our dude dies. Combat. Attack with Courser. Guess we should have... Oh, okay. Yep. Opponent chumps with one of the 1/1s. Gain some life, and pass turn. Unfortunately, we are going to deck before our opponent does too, so we can't just do nothing. We might just have nothing left though. Like, I don't know, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that gets us out of this situation. This big vigilant lifelinker making a lot of other lifelinkers. I don't know if we can beat this. Yep, our opponent, it gets its ability back, so now if he plays an enchantment, even though it can't attack this turn. There's a Heliod's Pilgrim. Yeah, they haven't played that many auras, so they... Wow, they actually are out. Interesting. Okay, opponent gets in for 4. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know if we... Let's see, 1, 2... Yeah, okay. We can attack safely here, but... We have just drawn pretty much... We've drawn a bunch of lands. I guess we're getting towards the end of our deck, though. So, whatever lands we have left, we are going to draw them, right? So it's... Alright, Theros Brand Brawler to kill our Dawn Evangel. Sure. I think we're dead here, though. This Archon's going to be too much for us to beat, I think. Yep, another land. Yeah, no reason to attack. We can't kill this Archon. So, I guess the only thing we have left is Karametra's Blessing, I think. So if we attack and they block with the Archon... Yep. If we attack and they... Oh my gosh, okay. We may literally be out of lands at this point, so we'll pass. Let's see, we got 1 land in the graveyard, right? So 1, 12, 13, 14. So we've only got 3 lands left in our deck. Okay, Karametra's Blessing. So we will attack with the next Born Courser. I assume our opponent just chumps here rather than block with the Archon, but I think this is all we can do. Let's hope they do. Okay. Yep. Alright, we will kill the Unicorn. Bump up our next Born Courser. I think we can't win now, though. We should have killed the Pilgrim. That was a mistake. And pass turn. Yeah, that was we should have killed the Pilgrim there too. But I don't think we can win. Like I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure we have nothing left in our deck that can help us win here. So we'll keep going. We'll keep going till we're dead. But I don't think there's anything that gets rid of this Archon. Well, Stern Dismissal does temporarily do it. So let's see. Yeah, let's... Do we want to attack? No, I don't think so. Alright, we'll pass turn here. Yep, opponent scries. Okay. Opponent attacks, and we will Stern Dismissal, bounce the Archon. Do get to play it, get back the Sentinel's Eyes, and make another 2/2 though. Sentinel's Eyes. And this is the turn. We gotta deny the Divine. Ugh. Yep, we're dead. Alright. Okay. So we just, interesting. We basically ran out of ways to kill our opponent. We just weren't able to apply enough pressure, which is an interesting thing here. So I guess the lesson we could take away from this is you need to be able to apply more pressure than this. You know, it's not enough to just sort of answer your opponent along the way and then get in there with a flyer. That just did not do it this game. And I don't know if we have enough synergies to really get us over the top. So, all right. So that's going to be our league. We only had 1 win, 2 losses. We're going to get no gems, which is pretty painful. But let's open our packs. We at least get a couple packs to open and see what we get for a prize. Okay. Enigmatic Incarnation is a pretty cool card. Sort of a birthing pod for enchantments and creatures. So, interesting card to build around. Erebos' Intervention is a pretty great card, especially in like Best of 1. I've seen tons of people playing it in Best of 1. I don't really like Best of 1, but occasionally I play it if I just don't have much time, and I've seen this all over the place. And our last rare is Nightmare Shepherd, one of my favorite cards out of the set. Sweet. So, what is a big lesson we can take away from our our event then. I think the deck we built just did not have enough power to it. I think we needed more payoffs, more synergy. We had a couple flyers in the form of the 1/2s that reduce the cost of aura, but I just don't think it was enough. I think we had to, if we had committed to blue white a little earlier and started grabbing up those seagulls, we might have been in better shape. But I think the biggest thing about our deck is we just did not have enough threats, is what it basically came down to. In our last game, we basically just ran out of threats, like entirely. Like there was just nothing left in our deck that could really do anything, and we still had 10 cards in our deck, and basically none of it was good enough. So I think these sort of like mid-rangey okay cards, these sort of 2/3s for 3 and stuff like that, they're generally pretty not great. But I think in this format they're even worse because it's just, there's so much removal at all, like at lower rarities. There's so much good white removal and so much good black removal that I think you can't rely on a few bombs getting you there. You know what I mean? You can't just say, okay, I'll play some chaff and then I'll have, like my Elspeth Conquers Death and my Thassa's Intervention to sort of put me over the top. I don't think that cuts it in this format. I think you really need to have a cohesive deck that can stand up to a few removal spells, because almost every deck you're going to go against is going to have just a ton of removal. So that's the lesson I took away, and how I'm going to try to build decks in this format in the future is not just focus as much on bombs. I think that's sort of a trap in this format. I think you have to assume your opponent is going to have removal more often than not, and you have to build a deck that's actually synergistic and capable of pulling together in the absence of bombs and having some sort of strategy, whether that be graveyard synergies with escape or just a lot of enchantments. So we probably would have been better off taking more constellation payoffs than what we ended up doing. So okay, so we got some lessons learned. This was not the most successful draft, but it's only the second draft of the format, and it was an interesting one. I think I learned a lot about the format from this. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I had fun playing. This has been 2D, so see you next time.